Hello all, welcome back to Tech Capture. So in our playlist Learn Airflow, we are here with one more amazing video, and in this video we are going to see about Airflow UI. So we will have a detailed walkthrough on Airflow UI. So if you already have extensive hands-on on working on Airflow, you can skip this video, but mainly for beginner who just starting with Airflow, so this video will be very helpful for you. So in this video I will walk you through each and every option we can see in Airflow UI. Airflow dashboard is one of the main component we actually work while creating our data pipeline, troubleshooting data pipeline, or monitoring our data pipeline. Okay, so I recommend you to just go through this video till the end, and we will see a lot of details, lot of option in Airflow UI, and it is very helpful in your day-to-day life. Okay, so you can see on my UI, this is the Airflow homepage. Here you have to put the credentials. So currently I'm using the Airflow on my local system. So if you gone through the complete playlist, so in my first video I have deployed the Airflow. I set up the Airflow on my local system using the Docker desktop. So here you can see this is my Airflow image, and currently it is running in the container. So you can see here, if I go here, you will see the lot of logs, and it is running Airflow on the 8080 port, and on this I am using my Airflow UI. Okay, so Airflow UI is basically hosted on the web server component. So Airflow having a lot of components we saw in our the second video where we discussed about the architecture of Airflow or a component of Airflow. So Airflow UI is hosted by web server component. If your UI is not visible, there is some issue with your web server. Okay, so that one thing you have to remember. So currently if I show you the log, so you can see there are a lot of logs are flowing, and you can see the web server logs, trigger log, scheduler log. So a lot of logs are there running, and currently it is running. So if I go back, you see it is running, it is utilizing some CPU. So it means it is in the running state. Okay, so it means my Airflow UI is running. So how to get password, I already discussed this in our previous video. So whenever we are using on the virtual machine or we are using on our desktop, there will be one file created, that is the standalone admin password. So there will be your password. Okay, I'll just copy this password and paste in the UI, and the credentials will be admin by default. Okay, so here I paste the credentials and then I click on the sign in. So this is the default page you will see when you go on your Airflow web server UI or your Airflow UI dashboard. Okay, so the same thing for your composer. So there you can use directly the Google IAM, or same for you are putting it on the Kubernetes. So you have to just get the ID, username and password from the admin who set up the Airflow, and then you will see a UI. So I just try to make it kind of the production grade, where you will have a lot of complex DAG. There are easy DAGs which are in failed status, which are in running status. So you will see similar kind of status if you log in into your Airflow UI. So currently I am using on local, so you will see these two warnings. So you can ignore this because I am not using the Postgres or I am not using the Cloud Composer. I have set up on my local host, so that's why you will see this warning, but you can ignore it for now. You will not see in your actual productions. So now you can see on the top, you will see the options like DAGs, cluster activity, dataset, security, browse, admin docs. These are your main menus, and by default you will be landed on the DAGs. So this is our main page. Okay, so here you will see all the DAGs. So first we'll discuss about this page, and on this page you will see all the available DAGs which are loaded by your web server or scheduler. Okay, now here you can see all DAGs are 17, active are 12, paused are 5. So what is mean by active? So let's say if I click on active, so you will see all the active DAGs where this blue is toggled. It means these are enabled or unpaused status. So these are your active DAGs. So it is very easy to pause or unpause the DAG. I will show you now. So currently we are having 12 active DAG. It means all you can see is blue button is toggled, or you can see this is in unpaused status. You can easily click on this button and it will be paused and it will not be scheduled. So if I go to this pause DAG, you will see the 5 pause DAG here, and these are just kept in the pause status. So by default when I am adding the new DAG as per my config file, so these will be in pause status. So you see these are pause status, so you won't see their latest run, so nothing is running. Okay, you can see for now and if I do just unpause, so it will be in active state. Let's say I will just do 2 in active status. So now what will happen, you will see 19 in active status and then 3 in the pause status. So let's just refresh again, and now you will see 19 DAGs in a active state and 3 are in pause state now. Okay, so let's validate. So now you can see 3 are pause status, currently still 17 here. Oh, active in 40. Okay, sorry. So total was 17, so only 3 are now paused and active are 14. Okay, so now you can see only 3 are pause states and remaining you can see are active, so total 17. So these 3 DAG you can see in a running status. So this is how you can see overall a status of DAG. So to check the any DAG, you can just simply open this DAG, and within that you will see all the details about the DAG, all the tasks within the DAGs. So what is DAG, what is task, that we already discussed in our previous videos, but I'll just show you just for the UI walkthrough. So once you open a DAG, you will see a lot of options here. So this is your detail view. Okay, and there are 2 view, like you can see this is the grid view, but if you want to see the more dependencies, more detailed view, you can simply go to the graph view. So you will see this graph view. So currently this is only one task, so you will not see the more detailed view. So what I will do, I will just go to the one of the DAG where you will have multiple tasks, so you will easily see the dependencies between them. Okay, so let me just go back, and okay, let me just open this complex DAG. Okay, so I have created multiple DAG just for display purpose. So okay, so I'll just open this DAG. This is having a lot of tasks and a lot of dependencies, so it will be easier for you. Okay, so by default it will open in a grid view. Okay, so a lot of failed, lot of skipped, and lot of like scenarios I'm covering here. So now this is the grid view. Here you will not be able to understand what are the dependencies, which task is executing, if they are sequential or parallel. But if you go in a graph view, you will understand the whole flow of the DAG. Okay, so you can see here, so this DAG is okay, I'll just let me zoom out, zoom in bit. Yeah, so you can see a lot of task in this DAG. Okay, so this is starting from here, and these are the tasks. You can see first start is triggering, and it will triggering the next 3 tasks, and there is again the sequential dependency between these through, and this alert validation failure again dependent on the 3 tasks. So you can see a lot of tasks here. Let's check one run. Okay, so I'll just take this run. So this was one of the run happened, and here you can see the timing, at what time it happened, what was the status, so you can see everything. And let's say suppose you want to check the log for this failed task, so you can simply click on this, and this log option will be enabled, and then you can check the logs of here. So currently all are I'm just putting the placeholder, and you can see the error, what error it is. This is the exception with the random failure, because I am just printing that message raising this exception. Okay, so you can see this is the why the task is failed. You will see you have to just click on the task, and it will show you this log button. So if I click on this task, extract order, why it is failed. So let me just go to the log, and here you can see, okay, this is the error. So you can see, and let's say this error is not, you have to scroll this much down every time. So you can simply click on this wrap button, and here you can see in a single view all the errors. Okay, you can download the logs as well. Okay, so all these options are available, and you want to see the Python file for this DAG, you can simply go on a code, and here you will see the whole Python code for this DAG. Okay, so you can simply just whatever the Python file you uploaded, the same Python code you will be visible here. Okay, so this is for the code of the DAG. Now I'll just come back to the task view again. So here you can see a lot of options, right? Lot of tasks are here, but the status, it is difficult to understand, because some are in green, some are in red, some are in orange, some are in pink. So what is the status of each of this color code? So you can see this at the top. Okay, so this light green means running, so this dark green is success, this blue is up for reschedule, then this gray is queued, this is failed, pink is skipped. So and this is the no status. So if I go back to the any one of these like pink or here, so you'll see the skipped status as well. Okay, so here how you can check the status. Now let's suppose you can check the, okay, one more thing, you can check the frequency of this DAG also. So this is running the schedule, you can see here, which is running every 10 minutes, and here you can see the time in UTC. So you can select, let's say you don't want to see time in UTC, you can select for IST as well. And let's say I want any other time zone, I can select the time zone here, whatever I need, and here you can see a lot of time zones. So I'll just go with the IST for now. So it is running every 10 minutes, and let's say suppose I want to manually trigger this DAG. I will show any other DAG which is having none frequency, means the manual DAG, and I will show you by triggering it manually. So how to trigger the DAG from the UI, that I will show you. So let's check any none DAG. Okay, so I'll just check this task dependency example, or I will check any manual DAG. So okay, I will check this DAG which is the manual one, and I will trigger this DAG. I will show you how to trigger this DAG. I'll just go to graph mode again. So this is only 2 tasks, so just go to UI here and click on trigger DAG. Okay, so it will show you now, one run will come up here once you trigger this DAG. Okay, you can see this is running. I can click on this and you will see the light green. Okay, so this is queued and this is success, because there is the rule in between, it won't wait for this. So let's reload and check again the status. So this is the manual trigger, so as soon as you trigger it manually, then only it will trigger. This is not scheduled for any particular time. Okay, so now let's say suppose you want to check all the previous runs of this DAG. Okay, so you can check the all runtime backfill, or here you can check the calendar. I will show you one by one. I will go back to the calendar. So here you will see all the run happened for this DAG on particular day. So it is just like month-wise calendar it will show. Okay, so it is only running 2 times on the today's date. Let me just show you one schedule DAG which is running daily and how calendar will look like for this DAG. I will check for this DAG. Now you can see frequency is every day. So here you can calendar, you can see it, how it is running for each day. So it is kind of the calendar view. You can see, let's say how many DAGs failed, how many times this DAG failed in a month. You can see in a single view here using this. Yeah, you can see it is running. So this is, let's say Sunday 6th of July, this is 13th of July, this is Monday 7th of July, 14th of July, then this is Tuesday 1st of July, 8th of July and 15th of July. So you will see whole calendar here. Okay, so it is like from starting from January, February, March, April, May, June, this is July, August, September, October, November, December, and it will show you the planned as well. For this it's scheduled to plan or not. Okay, so you can easily predict, okay, on which date the DAG will be running. Okay, so that is on the calendar. Then task duration will show you how much time the task is taking to complete, how much time it is running. See the stat about the task execution time, how much time each of the task is taking. So currently there is only one task, so you will see only one label here and the duration is in second. So this is about the task durations. And then I think most of the things we covered in the DAGs. Now we'll check about the other tab like cluster activity, dataset, security, browse. So let me just go back to the home page again in the Airflow, and we'll talk about the cluster activities now. So cluster activity basically cover all the stat of your Airflow instance. So currently you can see unpaused DAG, it means total 14 DAGs are active. Out of 17, 3 are paused status. So you can see the top 5 longest DAG run to finish, like how much time it took. So this was like due to the restart as I mentioned. And then the write size is important, as we discussed. There are a lot of component of Airflow. like web server, schedulers, triggerer, metadata, so database. So all these health status it will show here. So currently you can see your UI is up and running. It means your web server is running fine. Metadata database is healthy. Your scheduler is healthy. Your triggerer is unhealthy. So you can check these health status here. And let's say you are facing issue with triggerer, you can restart the triggerer, or you can check the logs for the triggerer service. So this is just cluster activity just for your stats, and you can see the DAG run states as well. How many DAGs failed, how many DAGs are running, how many DAGs are in queued status. So you can see all the stats here. So sometimes there is a issue with the scheduler or worker, and a lot of DAGs are stuck in the queued status. So in this case you can see the stats here. So this is the run type, how many DAGs are manually triggered, how many DAGs are scheduled one, how many are backfilled. So you will see the status here for DAG, and this is for the task. So overall this cluster activity is just to check overall stats of your Airflow instance. Okay, now we'll go for the security. So security tab is mainly for the user management. Here you will see all the users. I will go to the list users. So here currently only one user, that is admin, and the role is admin. So if you want to add new role, you can simply click on add new role, and you can create your users and you give the required roles or permissions. Okay, so you can give the first name, last name, username, password, email ID, and role. So there are admin, public, viewer, user, and operational roles. So you can assign any role. So we'll see in detail in our further videos what is this different role, how to create a user from UI, how to create it from the CLI using Airflow command. We'll see in this detail for the user management. In this video we are focusing on the UI, what all options we are having on UI. Then the roles, we'll see the list roles. So what all roles are here, as we see in the drop down here, the same roles you will see here along with the permissions, what permissions are included in the each role. So admin is having all these permission, then public you see no permissions, viewer, users, and operations. So we will see in details about all these roles. Then user statistic, action, resource, permission. So these are related to everything related to the IAM, or we can see the user management in the security tabs. Now this browse tag is again important. Here you will see all the DAG runs, not only the DAG names. Here you can see the each execution of the DAG, how many times it executed, how much time it took to run, their start date, their end date, if it is the manual execution or the scheduled execution. Let's say I want to check for this complex ETL dependency task. Okay, I will just copy this task and I will just search here with the filter of DAG ID. Okay, and I want to see how many times this DAG executed, how many times it manually triggered, how much time it took to execute. I want to see that details. Okay, now you can see this DAG executed 7 times, and you can see these 4 are scheduled run, 1 is manual, again 2 are scheduled. You can see their start time, end time here. Okay, and then you can see their logical date, for which date they executed. You can see run ID scheduled for scheduled runtime, and manual run ID for manual. So you can see each of these DAG status here. Okay, similarly you can do for the task instances as well. Let's say you want to check all the task status as well, not only for DAG but also task status. So I will just check same thing for the same DAG. Okay, I just don't want the DAG view, I also want to see the each of the task view for this particular DAG. That also you can check, add filter. You can put either DAG ID or task ID. I will just check the DAG ID here, and I will check all the task status for this DAG. So you will see each of the task and each execution for each task here, which are failed, which are succeed. So we'll see a lot of good scenarios here, because I put a combination of failed, skipped, upstream failed, lot of options I put just for the good visualization, and you will understand better. So you can see now this single DAG contains a multiple task ID. This validate users task ID is there, validate orders is there, validate inventory, and each of these task status you can see in a single view. Okay, it is not for the one run, it is for all the runs. Okay, so this is very good view you can get in the browse and task instances. Okay, so hope you understood now this window. Then other like DAG dependencies, SLMs. So DAG dependency we do not have anything, because it will be helpful when you are triggering one DAG from another DAG or multiple DAGs from one DAG. So there you will see this kind of chain of the DAG in the DAG dependencies, but I'm not triggering any DAGs for now. We will see that in again the further videos. So this is for the browse. Now we'll go to the admin. So this is again one more important option in the Airflow UI. So here you will create all the variables, connections, plugins, providers. So let me just go to the variables. So currently there are no variables, but you can create variables. You can also create it using the Airflow CLI, but just here we are having walkthrough on UI. So I'll just tell you, just click on this add new record and you can simply put the values and create the variable. Let's say I want to create a variable for username. So let's say I will create a variable for username and I will just put the name as Airflow, some variable. Okay, I can save it and then you will see these variables. So I'm just creating one variable here in UI. So currently there were no variables. So you can see this is created. Okay, same for connection. We can check for connections as well. We can create a connections. In connection you will see a lot of option. Okay, so these are some default. You can see the default connections come up with these Airflow installations. So there is no real values, but you see a lot of formats: Airflow DB, Athena, AWS. Then you will see Google Cloud as well, MySQL, Postgres, SFTP. So a lot of things you will see already here. Okay, so you can use this or you can create your own connection based on the connection type. Okay, so you just create new record and you have to mention the connection type. Okay, what is your connection type? So in connection type you have to mention, is it Azure or Docker or FTP, email, then Cloud SQL, Google BigQuery, which connection it is you have to mention, and then based on that your other parameters will be populated. Let's suppose I am looking for Google BigQuery, then it will ask for the host, schema, login, password, connection type. Okay, so these details it will ask here. So based on that you can connect the create the connection using the admin. Same for others like plugins, providers, pools, XCOM. These we will see in details in further videos. Again, now the document, it is again the important. If you click on the GitHub repo, it will show the original code of this Airflow, because this is open source and code is maintained. Okay, I directly clicked, so it is, let me just, okay, directly open the Airflow repository, and this is the Airflow open source repository. Here we are having actual code which is running our Airflow. Okay, I'll just go back because I want to show the UI, and here you will see, I will just open a new tab instead of directly opening. Here you will see documentation, here you will see Airflow website, GitHub repo already see. Then let's say some documentations are here, you can directly navigate from here. Okay, so this is Airflow UI, this is website, this is Swagger UI. So all these API things also you can see here. Okay, hope it is clear now what all options are on the UI. So one more important thing I missed, so how to rerun the failed DAG. Okay, so that is again most commonly asked question, because in Airflow UI you don't see the what we can say, you don't see the rerun button. Okay, so in that case, because in Airflow we call it as a clear instead of rerun. So let's say you want to rerun the DAG, you call it as a clear the DAG. Okay, so let's check of this failed DAG. So this DAG is failed, we will check which task is failed. Okay, now this task is failed, we will check the error. So how to check error? Click on the failed task, click on the logs, so you will see the errors. So you see some errors here, HTTP connection, so it failed while connecting to the HTTP or site, any error it can be, so it just failed. Okay, so what I will do, I will just go on the graph view and I will rerun. So I'll just, yeah, so click on failed task. Okay, you have to click on failed task and then you will see this clear task option. So clear means rerun. Once you rerun, it will ask you want to rerun only this particular task or all the downstream task as well. So by default it will trigger with the downstream. So if you click on click task, it will by default do with the downstream. Here you can see affected task 3, but let's say you want to trigger only the current, then make sure you disable this. So affected task only 0. Okay, only 1 here, because only whichever you are doing you can see, but let's say you are selecting downstream, so it all 3 will be rerun. So I'll just click on clear. So currently you can see the status is failed, task is failed. Now I rerun it, so the status now will come to scheduled and queued, then running. So let's monitor if this time it will succeed, and if it does, then it will trigger the remaining downstream task as well. So currently it is in queues, it will come to running state now, and then it will complete. Okay, so it is in running state now, and after the running state, okay, it failed again. So let's check the logs again why it failed. So it failed again for temporary service unavailable. So I will just clear one more time. So it is just I am showing how to clear the task. Okay, it's running now. Okay, you can see this time it succeed, and now it is triggering the remaining task, and whole our DAG status will be changed to then succeed. So hope it is clear now how we can rerun the task or rerun or clear the task and downstream task. Okay, so this is just small walkthrough I wanted to give you on the Airflow UI, because lot of teams are working on Airflow, lot of users are working on Airflow, and they are not aware how to use Airflow, how to run the DAG, how to rerun the DAG, how to check the logs, how to fail the DAG. Okay, one more thing, I will show you now how to fail the DAG as well. Okay, let's say suppose one DAG is running since long time and I want to fail it. So first what I will do, I'll just trigger this DAG one more time. Once it is running, then I will fail it. Okay, so I just want to fail it because I understand this will fail anyway, or this is stuck since a long time. So this is triggered now and this is running, so I don't want it to complete, I want to fail it. So you can simply click on this running run and mark state here, mark state as a failed. So it will be just fail your task, and here you will see the red. Okay, it will take time because I am using my local UI. So it is failed now, and the DAG status also you can see is the failed, because your overall DAG you manually failed. Okay, so hope this is clear now on UI. So if you are looking for more options for UI, how to perform a certain operation, so just let me know in comment section and I will try to help you out. So apart from UI, you can use Airflow CLI as well. We will have separate video on Airflow CLI, what are the different commands in Airflow CLI, and how to interact with the Airflow DAGs and task, everything. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching this video. This video got a bit longer, but I just tried to cover all the day-to-day activities and what all options we have in UI which are frequently used. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you again in a further video.